A scrub is a guy that thinks he's fly and is also known as a buster. Always talking about what he wants and just sits on his broke ass.
So anyway, okay, so I really enjoyed seeing Star-Lord and Thor interact with each other because it was great. And Star-Lord saying that he's much more muscular than Thor. And like one of the really great inside jokes is that they say that Star-Lord is getting all chubby, which is actually funny because before the Guardians movies, before the actor Chris Pratt even entered the MCU, he was all chubby. If you've seen the early episodes, those are seasons of Parks and Rec, then you can know that he was all chubby. He got to Vision and Scarlet Witch, and they noticed a big old fight in New York, and then the Black Order comes in and tries to get the stone out of Vision's head, which is the Mind Stone, by the way, but the war criminals show up. Captain America, Falcon, and Black Widow. And they manage to win the fight, but they are not done with the battle, obviously. And so they insist on getting the stone removed out of Vision's head. And we then get to Rhodey and Bruce Banner, who is now at Avengers HQ. And the war general guy from Hulk. He's there too. Only one scene. He's about as important as Spider-Man's guy in the chair and Stan Lee in this movie. So we cut back to where when Gamora was a kid and the Black Order was invading her home planet. Pretty sure it was Titan, yeah. And where Thanos basically adopts her. Then we cut back to them on the ship, and we get a really funny scene. We get a pretty funny scene with Drax. Like, this is I'm so quiet that I'm practically invisible. And then Nebula just comes in like, "Hello, Drax." So back on the ship with Doctor Strange, the guy who Tony calls Squidward, he's trying to get the time stone away from Doctor Strange, but Peter, Spider-Man, and has a stowaway onto the ship, and they get Doctor Strange, and yeah. So the Guardians head to the Collector to get the Reality Stone from him. And they're on Nowhere to get the Reality Stone from the Collector, but Thanos got a hold of the Reality Stone, and apparently Nowhere is in ruins. And he takes Gamora back to his home base. And it turns out that he is torturing Nebula to ask the question that everybody had going into this movie: where is the Soul Stone? But it's actually pretty surprising. Like, I'm pretty sure. As I mentioned at the beginning of this video, like, the two most likely answers are Wakanda and Adam Warlock. But Christ, was I so wrong? But anyway, so yeah, we get to Wakanda, I think, because I'm pretty sure I'm just going out of order, and we see Bucky, who was at Wakanda. So Spider-Man, Iron Man, and Doctor Strange end up on Titan, and the Guardians end up there too. which, and like Quill, Tony, and Draz do this thing like, oh, where's Gamora? Who is Gamora? Why is Gamora? You know, at times this movie can get really dark, but I also like how it is actually pretty funny. Like, I actually found a lot of times I was laughing, and the audience was too, which was really great. And and seeing the Guardians interact with these characters is amazing. And one of the strongest aspects of this movie is the Guardians interacting with the Avengers, like say Quill, Tony, and Doctor Strange, and Quill and Thor and Rocket, and Rocket and Bucky, and Groot and Captain America. It is just great. It is great seeing them interact with each other. Like, I freaking love it! So, anyway, alright. So we get to where the Soul Stone is, and this is something that I'm pretty sure nobody expected going into this. So when we get to the planet, we get this little Dementor-ish little thing, and reveals it. It's the freaking Red Skull. Like, Jesus Christ, like, the Red Skull is in this movie. Apparently, when he touched the Tesseract in Captain America: The First Avenger, he was trapped into it, and for 70 years he became watching over the Soul Stone. And okay, alright. So, spoilers ahead. Well, of course, like, of course I spoiled it, didn't I? I just revealed the Red Skull. Why did that Homer Simpson voice now? So in order to get the Soul Stone, you have to sacrifice someone who you truly love. Like, not romantic love, but just love. So Thanos wants all 6 stones, so he sacrifices Gamora. And it worked, so Thanos cries. He went from a guy who just sat in a chair doing nothing to a villain who we can all sympathize with. Even though he can do some terrible things, he truly does love his daughter, and he did see her as his daughter. So anyway, yeah. So I haven't mentioned Thor and Rocket. Good. So Thor, Rocket, and Groot go to where Mjolnir was made so that they could get an axe to defeat Thanos. And the guy who made Mjolnir also made the Infinity Gauntlet, and he is a dwarf who is giant-sized, like that, who is played by Peter Dinklage. I was like, holy crap, that's Peter Dinklage. Yay! Oh, and yes, a dwarf is played by a little person. Like, I've never seen Lord of the Rings, but I find it a bit that, they didn't really get any little people to play the dwarves, but, it's kind of understandable. I mean, like, there probably aren't that many little people actors out there, but still. But Peter Dinklage is great in this, is really good in this movie. Fun fact, this was actually not his first appearance in a Marvel movie. Well, he didn't appear in the MCU before this, but he still appeared in a Marvel movie, that being X-Men Days of Future Past, so maybe like the Stan Lee cameos. He was the dwarf in disguise, shrunken. So anyway, Peter Dinklage makes an axe for Thor, but there is no handle, so Groot cuts off his arm and uses it as a handle, forever linking the Guardians with the Avengers. And from here on out, it is just one incredibly awesome, kind of funny fight scene. And yeah. And yeah. So for on Titan, where with Drax, Star-Lord, Mantis, Iron Man, Spider-Man, Doctor Strange trying to battle off Thanos, trying to get the gauntlet off of him, and when they fail, because Quill freaked out at him for killing Gamora, and and Nebula joined the fight, and to Wakanda where Bruce is in the Hulkbuster, and we got Captain America and the Black Panther and Vision up there, and Scarlet Witch watching him. We got Black Widow and Falcon and War Machine, and the Wakanda soldiers, dude, and eventually Rocket and Groot join down on there, and Thor comes in with his new axe, and during the Wakanda scene, Jesus Christ, this is probably has the funniest stuff in there, and Bucky too, and Rocket says to Bucky how much for the gun? Nah. How much for that arm? I gotta get that arm. Oh, man. And they do this cool little shoot thing, Bucky picks up Rocket and they don't have yeah. And Thor and Captain America says to Thor, you shape hey, you got a haircut. And then Thor says back, you stole my beard. And then Groot says to Captain America, I am Groot. I am Steve Rogers. It's just an overall fun, great climax. And overall, they're trying to get the Mind Stone out of Vision's head so that they can destroy it. The problem with that is that Thanos has the Reality Stone, so the reality is that stone is it, and eventually Doctor Strange gives Thanos the Time Stone for Tony's life, which I think is a great scene. And eventually, when the Time Stone eventually destroyed, the Mind Stone. When the Mind Stone is eventually destroyed, Thanos uses either the Time Stone or something. He puts it back together with time, and he now has all 6 stones. And now he's basically a god, and not like Peter Quill or Thor. Pretty sure immortal. He could do anything. With a snap of his fingers, everyone's dead. Half the universe.